Baylor football coach Dave Aranda with me, David Smoke on 365 Sports. Since the Sugar Bowl win, nice little segment of a part of the season last year, now a 5-game losing streak. Have you as a program, in your opinion, taken advantage of that high in the best team Baylor's ever had?
No, I appreciate the question and appreciate the time we have here. I look at it as, the way that I would look at these last couple games, if, we bring up last year, it would be, the opportunity to get fully aligned, to get the right people on the bus, so to speak, and the difference that it makes when you have that and when you don't. And, I think even with 21, we were kind of, I don't know how aligned it was, even then. And so the players and everything else kind of made it right. And so then I think moving forward to this year is the alignment with coaches and players. Everyone's on the same page. I just feel it's just different. It's a different feel. I know that the results on Saturday night for sure do not show it. But I'm still very optimistic and excited about what we can accomplish, knowing how aligned we are.
Is there any chance you may have misjudged recruiting or who you brought in?
No, appreciate that. I think it's one of the things that's important to me with recruiting is to bring in people that are just a fit for Baylor. And so that has really been the number one thing, more so than really probably anything else, that they have to be able to fit. And I just think in the past, I think in 2020, not completely knowing Baylor and recruiting with a couple weeks and everything else and working specifically for the best player, I think that was harmful to our school and our team. And I just think that it takes a special person to really kind of get into the culture here and to be a vibrant part of this community. And so I look at that, number one. And so we have a really strong kind of review and consideration for that. And then we get into the player part. And so as far as that is, I feel really strong about that.
But you have to win. I know you don't want to do anything to win because it's gotten programs in troubles in the past, but having a bunch of nice guys and a fit, you have to still win, right?
Correct. And I feel like we will. Yeah.
So in 2017, when you were at LSU, you lost to Troy.
Right.
And it was like, oh my God, what happened? Then you bounced back and won, I think, 5 of the next 6 with Alabama being the only loss. Can you draw upon that analogy or that example right now?
I think you can. Yeah, I appreciate that. I think you can. I think you can see that when there's failure, there's always an opportunity. And I think if you use it the right way and, there's not, from coaches and players, personal agendas and kind of self-protection and blaming and me versus you. If there's not that, then there's an opportunity to kind of dig a little bit deeper and get to the truth of things and kind of connect on those things. And so I'm confident that that's what's going to happen this week.
So you play Utah. We know how good they are. Someone explained to me one time that they were like a ball of razor blades. And I know they even played without their quarterback, and you're about to play without your starter. What makes them so good? Because it seems to me that would be the style and personality you would like for your football team.
That's right. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, they play physical. They play violent. They play fast. And so of all of the things, the biggest disappointment was in that we were not that. And, I had every indication that that's what it was going to be, but it wasn't.
Was Texas State more talented than you?
I don't think so. I think I mean, I know they're a talented team, and I give them all the respect. I mean, I thought that they did a great job with their offensive game plan. I thought defensive game plan, they were able to manipulate our wide zone and cut it up and get balls to cut back. They were blitzing into it and slanting into it, which would, in the past here, it has been something that offensively, I think Grimy and Eric would tell you they would invite it. And this was not something that was seen before, and this was something we just had too hard of a time adjusting to, and really didn't be able to fully adjust to it until the third quarter. And it was too late by that point. And so big failure on our part, And so I thought they had a really good plan, but I thought, there's good talent there, but we've got good talent here too. We have to play greener and faster and more violent for all of it to come out.
You've mentioned that this is something you've talked to Tony Dungy about this, that, man, when you were 12-2, you were a genius. You were the Jedi. Everyone loved the way you reacted or didn't. And then when things go bad, it's like he's not vocal enough, or he doesn't have passion within his gut. Does this challenge you right now?
No. I appreciate that, though. I generally try to stay away from all of it. And so if that's if that is what's being talked about, then it's certainly not new, and I can appreciate it because I think everyone, if you're not that way, then that is such a foreign thing. And why is he that way? And why isn't he more like normal, this or that? So I totally get it. And, I just, winning helps that. So that's what we need to do.
Your offensive line obviously had a very difficult game running, pass protecting. I think I want to make sure in the post game you even said we couldn't protect him.
Correct.
So what changes when you're playing a team that's even better?
Yeah. Well, we have to improve,
Can you do that in a week?
We can. Now, I think there's also just what's hard about going into that first game is there's always things you know and you can improve on, but then the weeks leading up to it, you see the improvement, and so it is not as if there wasn't blemishes or there wasn't bad stretches of play or execution that wasn't great, but there was kind of an upswing, or hey, we're getting better, we're getting the hang of it. And so then as you go into that first game, you're thinking, all right, we're going to take this step. All right, we're gonna come out. It's been kind of going to that far left corner, I guess. And so here's another step in that direction. And obviously Saturday was completely not, completely the other way. And so to get back on that trajectory of improvement, I think that's what we can control. And then with that, I think knowing that what we completely know now and having that into the game plan and minimize all the instances that for sure showed up, I think would be a smart thing to do.
Matthew Pallage is like a rising star in the coaching profession. Mm-hmm. We know what he brings to the table, but that was his first game. Do you feel like there was anything that overwhelmed him?
No, I appreciate that. I thought Matt kept great energy throughout. I thought he was on the sideline making adjustments. The kids were completely, when I go over there and I'm seeing their eyes, there wasn't, I've been in games like this before where there's a glazed over look and it's like, whatever you say is
mm-hmm.
I never felt that from them. And that's a tribute to Matt, I think, and just the belief and the connection he has with them. So I'm way appreciative of that. I think that, I do feel that a first game for a new coordinator or a new coach in any way is always going to be the first game. There's just going to be a lot to learn from and to grow from and to get better at, and calls that he wished he had back or thoughts that he wished he would have gone another way. So I think that's there for sure. But I don't think that's anything out of the ordinary. And I think those are areas I can help with. I just feel really good about Matt. I feel good about that side of the ball. We're so much better than what we showed. And, I'm looking forward to the next time out.
You mentioned getting involved. Do you have to be more involved now? Were you that involved Saturday night?
Appreciate that. Yeah, my involvement's been more on defense. I've spent time both with offense and with defense, and so there's a good amount of time that I'm involved. I think this particular week I'm involved quite a bit, just because I know Andy so well and have scrimmaged against him and all the spring games and fall camps and all of that at Wisconsin, and then along with our performance on Saturday. So there's a little bit more involvement right now, and I think it's needed, and I think it's probably good for everybody.
Last thing, do you feel pressure after what happened Saturday night? Is there pressure from like even administration or just internal pressure or outside? You can't listen to outside noise, but all of the above.
No, I appreciate that. Today I've been asked, "Are you okay?" by 5 different people.
Well, heck, when we tried to walk in the building, you couldn't. Your security number didn't work.
I know. I thought they already kicked me out. But no, I don't know. And I had to be honest with you, Smokey. Maybe I should. I don't. I feel I've been an assistant under coaches that I know have felt the pressure, and I don't know. That's not something I want to be a part of. And so I think there's another way of doing it, and I really want to be true to that. And I realize that of all of it, winning is the most important thing. And so we're totally focused on that. And it doesn't mean because there's not, banging doors and slamming chairs that no one cares or any of that. But like to try to do it our way and really get this win. I know everybody wants it, and I feel like everybody needs it.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Baylor football coach Dave Aranda on 365 Sports. There's a way to ask